Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Diana, and welcome. So just as you've seen in the title, we are going to get into a recipe of a spicy veggie jar. Now this can be used as your basis for your meats or your stews, your chowders, your soups, just about anything, just to give it a boost of flavor. Now this particular recipe that you're going to see is not mine. I actually got it from another YouTuber, and I'll be linking his information down below. Now, if you are Haitian, you know that this is commonly known as epis. And if this is something that you want to research, how you would spell it is E-P-I-S. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that all the ingredients and the materials are going to be linked down below. And if you watch all the way to the end, I'll show you a little example of how I use it in ground beef that I create for my family. Now, if this is something that you are interested in, stay tuned. So here you find an array of all of the vegetables that we are going to use for this spicy jar. The first thing is habanero peppers. Then we're moving on to some sweet peppers. We have a green one here. I normally just get an assortment of colors just so that the jar is nice and colorful. So you see some yellow ones, orange ones. Now we're moving on to the shallots. These are somewhat like onions, but not exactly. And they last longer in the jar. So that's why I use that over onions. That is thyme, and that gives it a very distinctive taste. Here are some garlic cloves. We have some parsley. And here we have some green onions. So that's all of the food ingredients. Now here are the materials. This is a food processor that you will need. Along with some gloves, I personally do not like to cut up the habanero peppers with my bare hands, and I do not like to cut the shallots without wearing a ski mask. Yes, I wear a ski mask because it really bothers my eyes. And then I use olive oil to put inside of the food processor just to get it moving and mixing. I have the mason jars, 2 of them, so that I can put the finished product in there. I have this bowl here to put away the food waste. And then I have this large bowl in order for me to rinse the vegetables. I also use baking powder. And the reason I use this is so that it can break up some of the gunk that you find on top of the vegetables. You'll see me go into that more. And of course, the cutting board and a knife. And that is it. These are all the materials that you are going to need. So here we have the different vegetables and the habanero peppers all in separate bowls, and there is baking soda sprinkled all on top. What I'm going to do next is actually have it sit in a baking soda rinse so that all of the pesticides that are on the veggies can be removed. So I like to just separate them because I don't want the habanero peppers once again to be mixed in anywhere else, and I want to be able to locate it. So here is the baking soda rinse. It's literally just baking soda along with water, and I just allow it to just sit in there. You should probably have it sitting there for like maybe a good 5 minutes, and it should really shake up any kind of pesticides that may be left on the vegetables. So you'll see here that I have parsley and green onions. And then here I have the habanero peppers that you know that I will not touch with my bare hands. So I just keep it in a bowl and I just mix it around with a spoon in that baking soda rinse. And last but not least are some shallots. And I have some thyme in there. And at the bottom, I have some garlic cloves. And that is it. And now I am cutting all of the vegetables in large pieces. And this is the finished product. Most of them were in large pieces, but some of them were kind of medium sized. You just don't want it to be huge pieces before putting it into the food processor. But this is it. It's an array of just beauty. I love it. So now I've placed all of the veggies in the food processor. I put it on the highest speed, which is 2 on my food processor, and I just let it go. I continue this process until I can tell that all the vegetables have been finely chopped. And there goes my husband, totally video bombing. But I guess this is his kitchen too, right? He deserves to be here. My next step now is to remove what has been processed into a mason jar. I forgot my spoon, so I went to go grab it. And I put it in the mason jar. I believe this should make about 2 jars. That's why I had 2 of them out in the beginning. So now I'm just showing you a second round of putting the veggies in the food processor, but I forgot to show you it with olive oil. Oh my goodness. So this time I did put the olive oil in there, and there you have it. And here you have the finished product. One of the jars is a little more green than the other, and I think it was because I put more green peppers in one of the rounds of the processing than the other one. But this is it. This is the finished product. So this is an example of how you would use the base in order to cook food. I'm about to make some ground beef, and so I have coconut oil along with a spicy veggie base in here, and I'm just letting it marinate for a bit. This is also a time where you can include your salt, because you'll notice that I did not put it in the jar. Now, that's just a personal preference of mine. If you would like to do that, you are more than welcome to do so, but I much rather put in the salt afterwards. So here there is the ground beef along with some of the spicy veggie base all in and all mixed inside of the ground beef. This is one of the ways to boost up the flavor, along with adding some salt here. So that is it. Thanks so much for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, subscribe, like, and comment. Bye.